like it's gonna get any hotter when you tune in to season 2 of Hot Minute. In almost an hour. Hot Minute. But not quite an hour. Hot Minute. It's roughly an hour. Hot Minute. Approximately an hour. Hot Minute.
Excellent theme song this week.
That was so good. That is Patrick Damphier. And he has a 7-inch out. Does he? Boy, does he. Called From Under My Door. And his debut album, Say I'm Pretty, comes out in early 2019.
That'll be good.
It'll be very good. He is a good guy that I like a whole lot.
Yeah.
So this is Hot Minute.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Jamie. And we like to talk about who is hot and why. And sometimes we get off track.
But that's just fun. That's fun. That's what we do.
We're just joshing. You can find us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at HOTT Minute. You can also text 240-TAD Hot, TAD Hot. For those of you who do not know how to use the telephone or dial pad, it's 240-823-4688.
Text us names of like people that you want us to talk about, and then we'll probably talk about them or not. Who knows?
I found out tonight we have 4 fucking bags filled with hotties.
We have 4 bags. There are literally hundreds.
There are literally hundreds.
Unless there aren't. Unless there are a dozen.
Also, text us something fucked up and weird.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Also,
if you put your name on it, we'll talk about you.
Also, please, we really want even more theme songs.
Oh, we need theme songs.
Yeah, we need them.
This is a call.
We need them. We want them.
This is an official call for theme song submissions.
So, speaking of theme songs, if you are familiar with our podcast at all, on season 1, season 1, we had probably the reason why no one is submitting theme songs because the bar was set so fucking high.
So high. There's behind the scenes footage of Jamie and I hearing it for the first time and just being in awe of the glory of it.
A woman named Larissa Maestro, which is apropos last name,
she wrote
surname.
And performed and arranged and sent that in. And here's something great.
Yeah.
Why, she's right here with us today.
Are you joking? Oh my god.
Oh my god, there's Larissa. She's sitting right across from you.
This is so strange.
I just popped in.
She just popped on in. Well, hey girl.
Hi, Larissa.
Welcome.
Hi.
Larissa is an incredibly talented cellist, orchestral arranger. She's played with the likes of Eminem. Ever heard of him? She sound-checked with Lauryn Hill.
She sound-checked with the Lauryn Hill.
One time that I sound-checked with Lauryn Hill.
She canceled. We all saw that coming. But Margot Price, she's played on 90% of the YK Records releases.
All the albums that are in this room,
every single
pretty
fucking
much.
album.
Yeah.
She's in a band called Polly. Polly is actually officially who submitted that theme song. Yeah. So you know, all the members.
Listen to Polly, P-O-L-Y.
Yep, very good band.
We're cute. We're real cute.
They're very
and
cute.
Very good.
Most recently, though, and kind of why we wanted her, I think, to be with us.
As our guest today. Larissa is an expert in many, many things.
Many things.
One thing she's the foremost expert in is science fiction.
She recently published an article for Women at Warp, which is a blog and podcast. It's a feminist Star Trek podcast called Star Trek's Tragic Hybrids.
You all already know about that.
Yeah, it's all about the intersection of race and space exploration, and we've all experienced it. And so today's topic is, what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about sci-fi hotties.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, there's so many of them.
There are a few.
I feel like you've been waiting for your whole life to do this in a lot of ways. You were really prepared. You came in hot with like approximately 700 names.
She came in way more prepared than we ever fucking have.
You were more prepared for today than I was for like work.
I have a Google Doc. I actually have 3 separate Google Docs.
Yeah.
I know. I have been driving my partner crazy, being like, oh, but what about...
You know who's so much more attractive than you? All of these other people.
This fucking alien. This weird-ass alien.
What about
There's
this weird
woman,
alien?
and she's in like this fucking costume, and you can't see her face. It's really rad. Yeah.
You know what I love more than your face? Prosthetics.
You bet. I bet. What if he has 2 dicks? We don't even know. We'll never know.
Science fiction or science fact?
Ooh.
Great question. Great question, Ashley.
Science flaccid? I don't know. I should stop. So anyway, why sci-fi? What's up, girl?
Oh, what is wrong with you?
Why are you such a freak?
Oh,
That should be our first question to every guest. Why are you such a freak? Are you a lifelong sci-fi fan?
lifelong, forever.
What is your first sci-fi memory?
Gem and the Holograms,
Ooh.
which is on my.
We'll get there.
We're gonna get there.
We'll get there.
But I started young, so I started like animated sci-fi written for female children. It was specifically targeted to me.
And they hooked you.
They hooked
you for
me.
life.
There were music videos.
What is your first sci-fi crush? Who were you crushing on?
Probably somebody from Gem and the Holograms. Probably Rio.
I was going to say
Gem
Rio.
Jerica's boyfriend from Gem. He's got purple hair.
Yep.
He's really handy. He's
Like he'll fix like your toaster.
Yes. Yeah, he's always fixing
Boyfriend
shit.
material.
He really is.
Boyfriend
Except
material.
for the fact that he's making out with 2 people who are the same person and doesn't know that they're the same person.
We've all been there.
We've all dated someone with holographic earrings.
2001 Third Eye Blind concert.
I thought I was making out with Stephen Jenkins, but it was actually Stephen Jenkins' hologram.
Mine was just like a dumpster. I fell into a dumpster.
All right, so I guess, do you want to Larissa made us a fantastic list
She did.
of some of her favorite sci-fi hotties, and it
Yep.
really runs the gamut.
So we'll do this list. We've got a game, I hear. There's a game. And then we're gonna
really fun
and then we're
We're
gonna
gonna hit
get
some bag.
yeah.
Gonna hit some sci-fi bag. Pull some names out of there.
Bespoke sci-fi bag experience. So let's just rock and roll.
Well, I want to clear up real quick what sci-fi means to me in particular.
Whatever.
Because whatever, who cares? Because people are going to at you and they're going to be like, why no Star Wars?
Right.
And,
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to
Yes.
say Star Wars is not sci-fi.
Interesting. Why is that?
Please.
Because there's magic in Star Wars. So to me, if it's sci-fi, it's based in science and there's no magic, there's no ghosts, there's no unicorns, there's no witches or werewolves.
Did you see the Final Fantasy movie where the monsters were ghosts the whole time?
No.
I had to watch this for.
I was like, why are you watching
I
this?
had to watch this for my old job from work, and
She worked at
cut this. This is
GameStop.
stupid. I'm not gonna,
She managed a
They make
GameStop.
everyone that works at GameStop watch the Final Fantasy.
that was
What'd
the
you think?
orientation. That was the
video.
orientation session.
Okay, here's your badge. So what if though the ghosts are a scientist?
Wow, great question.
I think still, if there's a scientific explanation for the ghost, that's
Got it.
fine.
I
If it's a
think that's
ghost
fair.
of a scientist,
No.
no.
All right.
That's
Fair
fair.
enough.
Yeah. So like for example, there are ghosts in Star Trek that you find out are not actually
They're
ghosts.
apparitions that are like
That's-
holograms,
yeah.
essentially.
Or they're holograms, or they're aliens.
That have a different sort of. So different planes of existence are open.
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Different levels of consciousness.
Yes.
just not like nothing that
But no.
came from like a crystal shop.
Yeah.
Got it.
Basically. Nothing that like if you believe really hard, it's going to come true.
No Care Bears.
prayer.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
There's no prayer in space.
There's no God in space.
no God in space.
No one can hear you
We
pray.
learned that in 1969 when we went to the moon.
Well, it's also a practical reason why I've chosen this as because if you say yes to magic, then you say yes to Harry Potter.
Oh, God.
And you say yes to Lord of the Rings.
It
and
really
then
opens
it's
a lot
just
of doors.
I'm saying
That's fantasy.
Just
That's
narrowing the field.
Yep, I like it.
Yes, exactly.
So, first off, who's our first scientist?
And he is a scientist.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
First on my list is Dr. Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. He's
Mr.
played by Scott Bakula.
Mr. Scott Bakula.
Be still my Bakula. Look at
Oh,
this.
So did you
boy.
watch Quantum Leap growing up?
Yes.
all the time. Look at him. He's so cute.
That nose. That's a schnoz. That's a
That
strong
is.
nose.
I appreciate his hair. I
Yes.
appreciate that sort of era of men's hair too, where it was a little bit on the long side,
like
but
sandy
not
and
so
floppy.
much. Yeah, floppy.
Floppy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
And
he's
he's
like taken
and he's
care of.
masculine. Like
Yes.
he has a masculine face, but still floppy hair.
Yes. And I loved Sam Beckett. I love Dr. Sam Beckett because his relationship with not Ziggy. Why is my
I'm
blanking.
working? Ziggy's the computer.
Ziggy's the computer, which I'm literally pantomiming the computer with my beer.
I must be tired because I know this. I can see
Yeah.
him in my brain.
Anyway, whatever. That guy.
Really, really cute relationship.
I always like
He's always
the
wearing
premise.
crazy suits.
The
too.
premise of Quantum Leap was very like I don't have a lot of memories of the show, but I wanted that ability and power
yeah.
very, very deeply
jump into-
different times and people, and I mean just all of it.
Oh yeah, time travel is so appealing.
Time travel is my number one favorite thing.
If you're white, time travel is
Guess
so
what?
appealing.
Yeah.
I am super white.
I almost just said,
I would do that.
Al.
Yeah.
I could
Duh.
remember Dean Stockwell, but I couldn't remember Al.
Al.
Sam's womanizing, cigar-smoking companion and best friend, who is a hologram.
Who is a hologram.
Not a ghost.
Yes, not a ghost. He's a hologram.
Okay. Yeah, no, Dr. Sam Beckett, also hideous in drag. Always
Oh yeah, he was real.
So
he
bad.
Looked really bad in a dress.
He looked really bad in a
But
dress.
the fact that they put him in those situations, though, that he had to jump, he had to
Gender
like
bending.
gender. I love it.
But it was gender bending and it was handled in a, I mean, I'm sure if we were to go back to, like, if I don't know, were to download one tonight where the one where he's like Marilyn Monroe, there's a lot of like, ooga.
Yeah,
You know, and it's
yeah.
like, oh, a guy touching his
This
boob.
Sam Beckett Wikipedia article
But
is like
I bet they
6,000
handled it
words.
better than most shows.
Yes, yes, because I feel like there was the idea of sexual assault.
Yeah. Where he like sort of learns like, oh, to be on the other side, not as good.
No, doesn't feel good.
Oh,
Doesn't
who'd
feel
have thunk
good.
it? Who'd have thunk it?
I don't like having my ass slapped without my permission.
Unless
Men
Scott
have to
Bakula's
hide
doing it.
well.
I'm kidding.
So I have a story about Scott Bakula.
Go on.
Didn't see that coming. Go
So
on.
when I was living in Boston, I was about to cross the street. If you've been in Boston, I was crossing Mass Ave, and it was the corner of Mass Ave and Boylston Street. And I looked to my left,
been to
and I was
Boylston.
Boylston. It's a big street. And I looked to my left, and I was like, "This guy looks so familiar. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this?" And I got halfway across the street before I realized it was Scott fucking Bakula. And I turned around, I whipped around and looked at him, and he looked at me and shrugged.
when he was just like, I'm flying.
I'm me.
He was
It's
like,
me.
"Yeah, it's me.
You're welcome."
Yep. I lost my goddamn mind. And when I got to class, I was like, "You guys, I just saw Scott Bakula," and no one knew who he was.
No, of course
That's
they did
unfair.
Yeah. It was depressing.
But expected.
But I
Very
was
expected.
excited all day long.
The other thing that I like about him are his eyebrows.
Yes.
And now that I'm looking at his face, like he may have set like a weird, like sexual template for me. Like I'm looking at his face and I'm like, I've had this face on my face, but not this face.
Yeah.
You know?
The strong brow. It's a very strong brow.
Especially in the sort of Quantum Leap years, it's like he had the kind of face where it's like,
Guys.
are you like 27 or are you 52?
I don't know.
I can't tell.
You know
I
what?
can't tell.
If Scott Bakula were a dog, he would be a regal German Shepherd.
Aww.
I don't disagree with that at all.
No, I don't
But
either.
look at that one. It's like, oh.
Aw.
With his hair.
Oh, his hair. Yep.
I love his hair. And he has kind eyes.
Kind. Yeah, he's both sexy without being scary.
Yes. Yes. Like he looks like he would like take care of you.
Oh yeah, oh it's like oh it's like care of you.
I'm more familiar with Beauty and the Beast, which I guess is fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantasy.
Actually,
Yeah.
that has nothing to do
No,
with
but
Scott
the show is of this era. Like,
That's
do you remember,
true.
like,
Yes.
he lived in
With
the
Ron
sewer?
Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman
Oh.
lived in the
Yep.
sewer, and it was
Oh
like
my-
Linda Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
What about Terminator? Is that sci-fi?
Yes, Terminator.
Okay.
Sci-fi.
It's got everything.
I like Terminator.
Is absolutely sci-fi. There's no question.
You fucking idiot.
Ashley and I just go to change. She's like, I like Beauty and the Beast. I like Terminator.
I don't have anything else to say about Quantum Leap. I was just thinking of like late 80s shows that
Your
I
job
watched.
is to keep this trash on track.
Keep it moving.
All right, let's move on.
We will destroy you.
This one's exciting to talk about. I'm really excited.
I am really excited to talk about this one too. So number 2 on my list is Lila from Futurama.
Yes.
I mean,
Katie Sagal,
legend, hero,
Katie Sagal, strong but vulnerable character, which I love.
She's got beautiful purple hair.
Her hair is fucking great.
She had a hard life and she succeeded on her own.
And
basically,
she's a fucking captain.
She's a captain.
I love too that like she's so obviously a babe, and how often they talk about how she's ugly. Like it's a trope that I like.
Just because of her
one eye. Yeah. I also love that she had pants. Like I mean, she
and good boots.
great. Yeah.
Her whole look is wearable for everyone.
Yeah, just the white tank top and the gray pants and practical boots.
Love it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Amy's great too. Like the female characters on Futurama are
Mom.
aces. Yes,
I love Mom.
Oh man,
She's so-
Mom is so good.
I like Hedonism Bot. I'm very attracted to Hedonism Bot. That's my kind of guy. That's my kind of guy, honestly.
Oh God.
There's-
I always had a little crush on Bender.
I totally
of course.
legit had a crush on Bender,
Yeah,
honestly.
love
Like Bender is half
hot.
of my boyfriends in college, if I'm honest.
Oh my god, I love.
We've all dated Bender.
We've all dated
One
a
of my
Bender.
favorite things is like overly sexualized fan art.
Oh no.
She's like glistening with oil.
Oh,
That's
no.
nice. At
Come
least she's
on.
wearing a bra.
One would presume. I know mine don't look like that without one.
So there's a supercut on YouTube of every time Lila says hiya.
Hiya!
And it's
Very Miss
wonderful.
Piggy.
Yes, very
Yeah.
Miss Piggy. But it's like she's like turning on a light switch.
So do you feel like she settled for Fry? Or do you feel like...
I like
what?
Fry.
I think Fry is really kind.
I think so
he's
too.
Fry's
And he
funny.
tries really hard. Honestly, he adapted extremely well considering his situation.
Yeah.
Like he jumped into 1,000 years in the future, like lickety
I
split.
just remember
That's
Zach
true.
Brannigan.
Zach Brannigan.
character.
Oh yeah, I mean that was her biggest mistake.
Yes.
Romantically for sure.
Yeah, we've also
cute.
all dated Zach Brannigan at some point too, or had a one night stand with
My
him.
favorite thing about him is the reveal that he's not wearing pants, which I believe comes in his introductory episode.
I love how short it is. It's so short.
I was just looking at this one where they're like nude and it's just like weird belly.
That was a
It's
good
so
episode.
good.
Yeah.
Yes, that was very good.
Yeah.
I know it's a cartoon, but I'm always worried that I'm going to see something by accident.
Oh, I know. No, Lila's a fantastic character.
I love her.
I do too.
She's wonderful.
I want to be friends with her.
Futurama's a great show.
Also, they managed to put sexy, pouty lips on that Simpsons head, which I think is like
True.
That is pretty impressive.
really funny.
That's an astute observation.
Like, I'm just looking at it right here, and it's like, that is stupid.
wow.
Ooga.
But she doesn't have. They don't have chins.
No.
Everyone on The Simpsons has a
No,
chin.
but it's just like, essentially, they all have the same head shape. That's Homer Simpson's head with a wig. And
She's
like,
got nice
sexy lips.
arms. Her
Yeah,
arms
she's great
have some like definition, like she's lifting
Well,
stuff.
Zoidberg.
Oh, she is in shape.
I honestly think Zoidberg's kind of hot. He makes me
He's
laugh.
a doctor.
He successfully makes me laugh. That's all I need.
He's disgusting. He eats his own shell. Ugh. He sheds and eats it.
You know he smells bad.
I bite my nails.
Oh, I'm doing it now.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like it's like the kid that you had a crush on, but he also ate his boogers.
I mean,
I'm not naming names.
I'm not asking.
I'm not
asking
naming
for
names.
much. I'm not asking for much. Luckily. All right.
I'm
Well,
really enjoying how much you guys are agreeing with me on my list.
this is a positive zone.
I'm very proud of this list.
I don't
It's
have any
very
disagreements.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So next is Synergy from Gem and the Holograms.
Yes.
And Synergy is
Thank you,
so
Jamie.
hot. She is the computer that Jem, Jerrica, and Kimber's father built for them.
Which is weird sciencey.
Yeah, weird sciencey,
But
and
not
she's super
creepy
AI.
and rapey.
Not creepy at all. He wanted to make this beautiful thing for his daughters. My dad does the same thing for me.
Your dad made you a beautiful robot.
He made you a beautiful computer.
robot.
My dad builds androids, and they are all baller.
Yeah, they are.
My
They're
dad
all
made
really
me
hot.
a Jude Law sex robot, and things are going great.
My God, my dad missed them.
Oh, he's such a good man. No, but he makes us instruments. Like, he builds instruments and, like, gives them to us.
Yeah,
It's
your dad
ridiculous.
is pretty great.
He's great. But, like, Synergy is so...
Good. First of all, the name is so prescient.
It's...
The name is like
Synergy.
the synergy was.
Synergy.
Yeah, I have not much to say about Jim and the Holograms.
I'm
I have
gonna
one memory.
I'm gonna admit that I never watched this show. And so I don't know much about it, but I was really excited to talk about this because I figured you had a lot to say about it and I could just drink while you talk.
Oh, yeah. You definitely... Pick up your beers, lady.
No.
I've got a lot to say.
Go on.
Glug, glug, glug.
Glug,
No.
glug,
So, as a musician, how do you feel about Jim and the Holograms?
Exactly.
All of the
I know the
music
cultural
on the
impact.
show is so good. Like, it's really good 80s pop music.
Do you think that it influenced you to pursue music?
Absolutely.
Really?
No question.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. It was super
Larissa?
important. It's like two bands of all women.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them manages her own band and owns her own record label.
So she's good at business?
Good point. Yeah.
She's good at. She also runs an orphanage.
No.
What the?
Now you're showing off.
are there
now
real-
You're
I
showing
mean, it's
off.
ridiculous.
What kind of kids are in there?
Was this
We're talking like
was this a
the
manga?
Starlight Girls?
I bet they all have like attachment
Was
disorders.
this a manga before it was a cartoon? Do you know?
No, this is based on a toy line.
That makes sense.
That I did know.
Okay, that makes sense.
That I
All
did
right.
know.
Yeah, it's
Which-
Hasbro.
Yeah.
That was all of the cartoons. That was G.I. Joe.
What did you call Barbie earlier?
Pointy Toe Doll?
Yeah. I was like, Barbie, the most famous doll of all time? Yes, that one.
Pointy
I
Toe.
think Jem had pointy toes too.
She did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I do know is that Jim was a direct response to like trying to make, trying to compete with Mattel, and then Mattel did Barbie and the Rockers, and then the Rat Barbie and all that kind of stuff, which surpassed Jim. And so there was like, what I don't know about Jim and the Holograms, I do know about doll history and culture. I used to have it.
As most people do.
I was the loser at the same age as you. You were like being inspired, and I was subscribed to Doll Reader.
That's a real thing.
Look it up. I love.
Don't worry.
Doll Reader, the magazine. And when I say subscribed, I've read it at Walmart.
Did you see the live action Jem and the Holograms
I
movie?
refuse to see that bullshit.
It looked
Okay.
not good. Look at this.
There was a girl
idiot.
from Nashville in it, Aubrey
Yeah.
Peebles. That was. Yeah.
I heard it was horrible. I watched a trailer and I was like, no.
What is this robot?
I
Is
can't.
this one of your dads?
Yeah, it's one of my dad's. My dad actually did production design on the new Jem and the Holograms.
Did he? I like believed it immediately.
No,
and
I
he
just
fucked
couldn't.
it up left
Yeah, it
and
was
right.
bad.
Unbelievable.
I will never
Well, he
forgive
drinks.
him. He's a good man, but he drinks.
What is this?
What?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is that Synergy as a drag queen?
I think
I
it
was
might
like,
be.
I thought. Who's that Australian?
Rebel.
I thought that was Rebel Wilson.
Rebel
Man,
Wilson as Synergy.
She's in the news this week.
She's dumb.
She's fucked up. real
Anyway.
bad. We'll move on. Yeah, we ain't trying to make this about her.
This one's interesting. I like your number 4 because it's so many people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's the entire cast of the show Firefly, of the Joss Whedon show Firefly, and subsequent movie Serenity.
This is when I'm going to say, I never watched Firefly.
I have seen a gif of Nathan Fillion. And that's as far as I've gotten.
I have seen the one lady in this naked on Homeland.
Marina Baccarin.
She is also married to Ben McKenzie. Got knocked up by him. I don't even know if they're married yet. It's a little bit of a scandal. They were on that Gotham show together.
Oh, yeah.
And then she got preggers, and now it's like Ben McKenzie has to be with Marina Baccarin. However, she is very fine.
Yeah, he has to be. Oh,
Exactly.
sorry.
That's how tabloids have made it sound, which makes me think Ben McKenzie is selling some stories. Anyway, that's about as much as I know about Firefly.
a
Go.
source. Yeah.
Ugh. Well, I mean, everyone just like look at their
They're all
faces.
very attractive.
They're
Yeah.
attractive people.
So walk us through the cast, starting with Nathan Fillion, Giff. lady from Homeland. Gorgeous other lady.
So Nathan Fillion.
And then Alan Ruck. Who is this man?
Oh, you don't know. Oh,
It's not Alan Ruck.
Alan Tudyk.
I was about to get mad at you for like not knowing Alan Ruck. Anyway,
Nope, and wrong person. Completely wrong person.
Wrong Alan.
I'm just joshing with you
I got
guys.
18 Allens in my phone.
Who is this man with a strong brow and a Scott Bakula air about
Are you
him?
talking about Adam Baldwin?
Guy in a vest?
Oh, he's the doctor.
I love a doctor.
Sean Marr. His character is Simon Tam, and he's like a fancy doctor on like a center planet.
Okay.
So this all takes place in the future when the two superpowers, super future, there are no aliens in it at all.
Okay.
It's only humans, and so it's like we haven't found aliens yet, but the two superpowers in the world, the United States and China, are the ones that like took over culture. So they swear on the show all the time in Chinese.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Very
I really
cool.
like that. It's a
And-
little Blade Runner.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Okay.
But the show is funny.
Because
supposed
it's
to be
Joss
funny.
Whedon.
Yeah.
I loved Buffy.
Yeah.
I made friends in a Buffy the Tiger Slayer chat room. I can't talk. I'm not trying to. I've had a cold. Go ahead.
Who's the woman with the dark lipstick?
That's Marina Baccarin.
Okay, she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
So pretty. She's also in what's the not sci-fi comic book movie?
V.
No, the one with Ryan Reynolds, and he wears a
Oh,
suit.
Deadpool.
She's in Deadpool.
She's the wife.
She's the sexy like prostitute wife.
She's so beautiful. She's the prostitute.
I'm a big fan.
She also kind of plays a prostitute on the show.
She's great at it.
Yeah. But she's very like in charge of her sexuality.
She's in charge of my sexuality.
One thing,
so
having
pretty.
never watched Firefly, one thing I like about it, just based on these pictures on Google, is even though it's very in the future and everyone's in outer space, there's still t-shirts and blouses.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a Western in space, kind of, in a lot of ways.
That it would explain why Nathan Fillion is dressed like
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is this other woman? Yeah.
Gorgeous African American woman.
Gina Torres.
Gina Torres, she's on Suits, motherfucker.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, she's
I think
also
she's
on
Suits.
Westworld for a second.
Yes.
I didn't
And she's
remember
yeah.
that.
she's
beautiful.
She's the standout to me. Did she go to the royal wedding? Yes.
Yes, she did. Of
Yes,
course she
she
did.
did.
She's about to have her own
Oh.
spin-off.
Gina
She's about to
love her.
lead a
Gina
show, yeah.
Torres
Second
went
City.
to Harry and Meghan's wedding
That is very exciting.
Of
from
all
space
of the Firefly cast members
to the
royal house of Windsor.
Gina motherfucking Torres. Her beautiful supple pillowy lips.
Ugh.
Her cool vest.
Hilariously, they play it up to be funny, but she's married to Alan Tudyk's character, which is really, really cute because he's very white and very dorky and
Aw.
nerdy and like plays with like toy dinosaurs and stuff.
Oh.
But he's also the pilot and he's a really good pilot.
Yeah.
And she's the like first mate that kicks everyone's ass
Yeah.
all the time.
So is that why everyone like tolerates him or something?
No, he's very cute and everyone loves him.
Okay.
Yes. People
So-
don't hate him. They love him. They're just like him?
Him?
But you're
So are
marrying
his
him?
toys like dashboard Jesuses? Okay.
That's cute.
It's
All
really
right.
cute. He just has little
All right.
So
yeah.
tiny baby girl is Serenity Firefly.
No, the ship is Serenity.
Okay.
And
Nice
it's
name.
a
That's
Firefly
nice.
class ship.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Summer Glau is like on the because the show only ran for one season.
She's the one though in
Oh,
the
that
trailer
Summer
for the
Glau?
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
trailer for the movie. She's the one that's like quiet and doing spin kicks a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
Okay.
She's like a legit ballerina.
The real
Like she's
woman?
an actual ballerina. Yeah. And
Like pointy toe doll?
like pointy toe doll, but in real life can stand on her pointy toes. And she just like kicks ass like left and right. Also, Jewel State, who's like the cute
she's cute.
little girl in the middle, she is the engineer.
Cool.
And she like sleeps in the engine room in a cute little hammock.
That's cute.
And-
Is she like the Willow kind of like I'm brainy?
Well, no, she's more like underestimated. Like
Okay.
she
Ain't
seems
that
like,
the truth?
Like right? All the
Right?
girls, always.
Who is okay? Last but not least, who is
the other guy.
Soul Patch Man?
Oh, Adam Baldwin, who's not a Baldwin.
Okay.
Okay.
That was my first question.
Yeah. But
Not
his
interested.
character's name is Jane, and he's like the brutish, dumb guy.
His name is Jane.
Shocking.
I like that.
Yes.
That's sexy.
It is sexy. And he's
hot. Like,
he's hot, but he's also really dumb.
They should start naming boys Jane for real, though.
I love it. It's Jane with a Y also.
That's pretty cool. Are there any sexy villains?
Oh, yeah. There are tons of sexy villains. One of them is played by Christina Hendricks.
All right.
So-
you know, and there's only, like, fucking 9 episodes?
9
of this or
episodes
something?
in a
Yeah.
movie to watch it.
Yeah, I can do this.
Y'all have no excuse to
Okay,
not watch
I can do
Firefly.
this. I can do this.
I'm in.
And
Yeah.
like, I think the first episode, they rob a train with a spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love train robberies.
I know.
They're so good.
They're so good. It's really, really great. And there's a lot of like moral stuff.
I love morals.
Yep. Good morals.
Morals and theft and sex.
Thank you,
All
Larissa.
of those
We
things.
will watch this
Watch
program.
It's lovely.
Okay.
So this is the one I've been looking forward to.
Who's
the
next?
most.
Okay. This is the one you've been
This
looking
is the
forward
one I
to
was
the
looking
most?
forward to the most for so many reasons.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that so much about
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Because the next one on the list is Dr. Eleanor Arroway from Contact.
They should have sent a poet. I love Contact. I love everything about Contact. I love that Matthew McConaughey is the man of God. I love it's like, who are we going to get to represent Christ in this parable? I know,
All right,
Matthew
all right.
McConaughey.
But like peak 90s Matthew McConaughey.
He's 25 or something.
so
Like he's
young.
so
So
young. He's
attractive
insanely
in
young.
this movie.
I fucking love Contact.
Everyone's face
if
is so
you
bony.
have a dead father, I
tell you
highly
what.
recommend watching Contact.
If your dad is dead, if you love Jenna Malone,
I like the shot. I like the shot. There's some interesting camera work where it's like when young Jenna Malone, where it's like the transition from like young Jenna Malone to
look at this look. Iconic.
That's in the ballroom scene during.
We're looking at a photo of her
wonderful.
where she's got a beautiful...
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, who
Jodi.
is America's top scientist in this film.
Who heads
She
up
learns that
the search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
she's like, the aliens are talking to us in 3D, y'all. And I also, oh God, I love everything about the movie. I love the sort of the spruce goose billionaire guy
Yeah,
who's like
that guy.
just
Yep.
like, why just make one when you could build 2 at twice the price? It's like, wait, that's a really good like
That's actually
point.
But maybe they would have told us to build 2 though.
anyway.
Yeah. But the other important thing about this movie is that it's based on a book written by Carl Sagan.
Yes.
So it's actually like
Science.
written by a scientist.
Have you read the book?
I've read the book so many times.
Okay. I have not read the book.
I saw Interstellar. I was very disappointed, so I
Yeah.
went home and immediately reread Contact.
I did not like Interstellar either.
It was stupid.
But that was Matthew McConaughey again.
I liked that part of it.
Yeah.
I loved the cast. I was disappointed.
Yeah. I was like, you know what I really wanted was Contact.
I really loved the way Contact just did space travel too, where it was like instantaneous and in your brain, kind
Yeah.
of like I don't know. It was
but
just
time
like beautiful.
doesn't
like-
mean everything. Time doesn't
I'm
mean
gonna
what
cry.
it means to us.
She's literally
right?
crying.
Time is different everywhere.
Sounded annoying.
No, but then the part where like nobody believes her,
I know,
and
but
then
then
she has
at
to
the
go in front
end-
of Congress and like tell
But
them.
then at the end, she's like, "But there's 32 minutes of static." I know.
Guys, I saw this movie once in 7th
It's
grade.
so
so
good.
good.
So my
so
contact story is I don't remember any of the moments that you're discussing. but
There is terrorism.
There is terrorism.
But my
Yeah.
contact story
there's so
is
much.
one of my oldest best friends, my friend JD, who listens to this podcast all the time. He and I credit Contact as the reason that we are friends because we both went over to my neighbor Kathy Lee's house to watch Contact in 7th grade. And I said something about the movie. I don't remember. I can't remember what I said. But it was something to the effect of, like, I got the plot wrong. Like, I wasn't paying attention. I was in fucking 7th grade. I was probably like, I want to get on, AOL.
I mean, Matthew McConaughey was in it.
Yeah, like, I was not paying attention, and I missed all the nuances of all these beautiful things that you guys are talking about. And I made some dumb comment, and he was like, excuse me, this is about time travel. And I was like meeting a new friend for the first time. I was meeting a new friend for the very first time, and I was like, whoa, that dude just like went off on me.
JD's welcome on the pod anytime.
Yes, agreed. He lives in Houston. He flew here to watch the eclipse with me. It was very special for us. We're like, yeah, it was amazing.
Yay.
But yeah, Contact is to this day a thing that he remembers the exact quote that he said because it was just so belligerently nerdy. It was like, you are missing the point, you fucking moron. And then I was like, I like you.
He was so mad.
He was so angry because I was like not paying attention to this movie. So
It's a good movie.
It is.
So I mean,
tell 'em I feel
hotness-wise,
him.
she looks. I mean, she's never looked better. She looks.
Probably not.
She's. Jodie Foster is also just
She's beautiful.
such a gorgeous like her face. I've like stared at just pictures of her face. Like it's her
Chiseled.
jaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
She projects everything that I want to be projected. Competence and beauty and
look
strength.
at her eyes.
And I know.
Look at her like teary eyes.
Oh, that's when she's testifying before Congress.
Oh, she's so good.
Like they ever would have let a woman do it.
Right? And she had to fight to
I
do
know.
it too. She had to
I
fight.
know.
And she was the one
Oh my
that
God.
got the transmission and figured out what it was.
Who was-
and then they didn't want to let her.
Who was the guy who got blown up? Who was the...
Oh my god, her layers. The layers
That
of her
is
hair.
exactly what I looked like from like 1994 to yesterday.
What'd you do
I believe it. I believe it.
Pulled
Did
my
you get
hair
a
back.
trim?
Yeah.
Did you get a little trim. She's
Took
got a
off my
great
glasses.
face framing layer, a little bit of a
She
waterfall
really
effect.
does.
I'm trying to bring it back to
1995? 1995?
Probably.
4,
No,
5.
but
5,
7.
6,
97.
7. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
97 or 98, because I was in junior high.
Strong woman who is a scientist who also like props to Carl Sagan for writing a female lead
Yeah.
character.
I wanna
in
read this
his
book now.
I do too.
It's very good.
July
It's very
11th, 97. Nailed it.
Nice job.
Okay. Jodie Foster, Contact, apparently life-changing for everyone on this podcast.
Yes. Very important.
Text us if you liked that.
Text us if Contact changed your life.
This also reminds me of my best friend, JD. Our next hottie.
I'm so excited.
This one's going to be great.
Good God.
Ooh.
Put your boners in your pants, fellas.
I know.
This one is super good.
Hot.
So hot.
Can I just preface, before you reveal what it is, I love that of everyone in this movie, this is who you picked as the hot person.
Thank you.
From this fucking movie.
Thank you.
Because this is the hottest bitch that's ever been in any movie I've ever seen.
Yes.
Go.
Yes. This next person is the diva from The Fifth Element. Who sings
Plavalaguna? Is it?
Diva Plavalaguna.
Yeah.
She sings the impossible aria. It's like not singable.
No.
no.
Also,
It's
it's like a
like-
digital
Yes.
song.
It is, but it's all. But she's also like kicking.
My main problem with The Fifth Element is that it is not just like backstory of her entire life.
Yes.
Yes.
My main
Like
problem.
where did she come from? What are those? Is that her body? Is that her
Oh,
hair?
and then she has
is
the
that like
jewel
an
in her
accessory?
belly.
Can she
Oh, I
eat
know.
like
She
rocks?
sacrifices herself.
She's the true hero.
She is
She's
the true hero.
I just got
She
chills.
distracts everyone first.
Also,
Yeah,
let's
like-
just.
Oh my god.
I
are
will say
these
though, yeah. What is inside that?
Is it like, are they born with it, or is it like?
I
a
feel like is it like one of those things where people get like nubbins put under their skin to have like horns?
We're talking about her head lump. She looks like Bib Fortuna from fantasy film Star Wars.
Yeah, well,
Kind of like it's like a head
yeah,
It's like
worm.
yes, head worm. But then she's also got these like tubes coming off the side of her
Yeah,
face.
the tubes are great. I feel like the tubes are fashion.
Yeah.
The lump is mammary.
Yeah.
Mammary, or like that's where all of her singing
Her
capabilities
brain.
are.
Her singing
she's
brain.
doing math while she's singing.
She's able to get clothes tailored to
Fibonacci.
match her skin tone exactly.
She has great nails.
No one has done
I'm
that
not
until
even-
the Kardashians.
Not even
And
looking
nails,
at a photo.
and nails.
Yeah, her nails are great. Her nails, though, for a diva, are modest.
But you know, she's
so
isn't
much-
this she's singing on a cruise ship in a way? It seems
Yes.
like a little like
Yes, but
but it's like
déclassé.
a really fancy.
It's
cruise
really
ship.
fancy.
true,
It's
yeah.
a very big deal that she's there.
Yeah.
What I love about the Divas Dance, right? Isn't that what the track is called? I listen to this song. So I have a playlist on Spotify that's called Bottle Up and Explode, and it's songs that start very slow and then they just get fucking bonkers. And this is like
that.
this is like
Totally on
first
it.
track on
I'm
it.
gonna follow
It's like In
that.
the Air Tonight.
Yes.
This like Jigsaw falling in a place for Radiohead. Like it's like
This
all
is good.
Yeah, this song is like top of the list because it's like
That's great.
oh, do, 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 do,
Yes, and then, like the beat drops.
Oh, it's so good.
That's the best part. Yeah.
Please, note to Michael, please edit in the Divas song. The Fifth Element. Yeah. One of my favorite characters, also my friend JD and I, for years, when this movie came out, freaked out. We loved the Diva. We talked about the Diva all the time.
I love the Diva. I just remember
Diva
like
Plavalaguna,
loving.
man.
There's so many characters in that movie that I love.
Oh, yeah.
But like
That's a great
Yeah.
film.
It's good.
Call it
stuck with me.
Capital L. It's a film. Ruby
Chris
Rod.
Tucker's best work.
Ruby Rod is my number one. Ruby Rod
Rod
is
is-
he's a podcast legend.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, honestly.
Not the first time we've talked about Ruby Rod.
I love
that.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
Gary
I
Oldman.
mean,
Oh,
Yep.
the fact that Gary Oldman is combining characters from Silence of the Lambs and having a fucking blast.
his
Yes.
plan makes no sense.
No sense.
Makes no sense at all.
I mean,
it's so
honestly,
disorganized. What are you doing?
Like as cliche as it is, like Lulu Dallas is such a babe. I mean, again, I'm glad that I think Diva's better. Who is the actress that played her? Is
Mila
French.
Jovovich? Oh, you mean?
Oh,
No.
You mean the Diva.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I have two names here. One of them is the singer, and one of them is the actor. Maywen Lebosco and Inva Mula.
Let's get them on the podcast.
I bet she'd come on your podcast. What's she been doing?
What are y'all doing? Okay. Well, we're all gonna go cosplay as the Diva Plavalaguna tonight.
I was really close to
You should have
doing
done
to
that.
being the Diva for Halloween this year because I'm in a 90s cover band and we do not only 90s Halloween costumes. And I was like, ooh, I could do the Diva. And then I went as Rufio instead.
Which was
That
excellent. She
extremely
did a
good.
great job.
This is not on your list, but I feel like the Fifth Element kind of goes with it. Oh, Stargate.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised Stargate was not.
Oh, well,
like,
Stargate, I put Stargate places.
Okay.
But I had, like, you guys don't even know. I had, like, 8 different versions of this top 10 list. And I was like, but, because, like, also Jude Law from Gattaca was on this list
yeah,
for a
yeah,
I
while.
literally, like, okay, you just said Jude Law from Gattaca, and I, like, something in my vagina literally twitched when you said it. You said it, and it twitched.
He sacrifices himself. Remember how he, like, puts himself in okay. Anyway.
Everyone in that movie is
Jude Law.
Everyone in that movie.
Well, and that's when
iRobot.
fucking Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman hooked up.
Yep,
Right?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Move on. We gotta keep going.
This one's really good.
Keeping it in a musical vein, and this is like a really important one to me.
Okay.
So this is
I'm gonna be really base about it, so don't worry.
This is the idea, the musical conversation in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So they use music.
Oh, I thought I was just literally about to tell you if I wanted to fuck John Williams.
Yes.
Honestly, answer yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
What if his teeth's a little gray, but he's older?
He's a
is one of
fantastic
mine.
pianist. He's also, I've heard, a great guy. I've heard he's a real great
good
guy.
because you never can tell.
He really can't. He's also a gazillionaire.
Anyone
gonna
who
say
was
he's
like
got
a
so
grown
much
man in the
money.
70s, you got to be careful about.
This man
yeah.
wrote Star Wars.
He has hepatitis C.
He's doing great though. He's thriving.
No, he does. I don't know that he does. He's just old. He's a boomer. He's a boomer.
He's definitely a boomer. So the whole idea for this was Steven Spielberg's idea.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want music to be the way that they communicate with these aliens. And that like gives me chills all over my body.
yeah.
Just the idea of like music being, because I consider music to be like one of the only universal languages. Like you can listen to a piece of music and you don't have to really know what it, you don't have to understand music on a basic level. You can, I mean, because it communicates
you
emotion.
feel something. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like so exciting for me. I remember like watching it and being like, because it's like I think it's a tuba is the spaceship and an oboe is like what the scientists
they're
are
playing with.
using. And so the music is like in the scene, but then it's also the underscore for the scene, which is really exciting because it's source music, which is music that is happening on screen.
Yeah.
But then it's also like moving the scene forward at the same time. So it's like doing so many different kinds of jobs.
So much smarter than us.
No, I'm not.
No. I like. Yeah, it's like the
so-
same
it's
with
important.
Arrival. It's like the same with
I
Arrival.
was about
yeah.
to say Arrival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
I'll cry again.
I
I'll
just
start
watched
crying
it.
again. I'll start crying.
I was
again.
gonna say I just watched Arrival, and I have a background in linguistics and like language stuff, so I had a very similar. I had a very similar feeling about that, where I was like, linguistics is how we understand each other, like in a root way. Like one of my favorite things about linguistics, in a very similar way to what you're describing, is that we could like speak, quote unquote. Like we do all these exercises where it's like you figure out the rhyme and meter and sort of the grammar and syntax structure of something, and I could speak like, you know, other like African languages and things like that, and I could figure out what they were.
As long as you know what the rules are.
As long as you know what the rules are, you can speak it. And so I was like, oh my God, I was like crying during that movie.
Oh,
so
I
great.
lost my mind.
That movie
during
was
that.
amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I also have watched like several behind the scenes, like, well, not several. I think there's like 2 of them out there, where John Williams and Steven Spielberg are both talking about like how long it took to arrive at like.
Literally, you're just doing
5
like
notes.
5 notes.
Yeah.
He said 5. John Williams was like, "Can I have 7?"
Spielberg was like, fuck no.
Exactly. He was like, "No,
We're
John."
on a budget.
He's like, "This is a doorbell ringing. This is not a melody."
Oh, Larissa.
And I was like, "Ah!" Because how beautiful is
Richard
that?
Dreyfuss, though, like, fucked up his family. Like, you should, like, right?
You were
like,
talking about him just as a
no,
person.
like,
I
in
was
Close
like, yes,
Encounters.
kids
Like,
are kind of assholes.
Richard Dreyfuss is like a shithead.
Yeah.
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 We're all excited. We're all excited, Richard. But, you know, not
the
all
hell
of us
are you
have fucking
people?
7-year-olds that need to be fed.
No.
Go home.
I'm
Go home
not
to
gonna
your
pretend
family.
that I know how I would react if there was a fucking UFO.
If aliens showed up and they were playing cool ass music,
That
bye,
is one
all of
reason
you.
I
I
would leave
always
behind all
wear
my
shoes I can
responsibilities.
run in. Okay,
I would
okay.
slash
important.
my
That's
family's
important.
throat.
Doctor Who. I would go on a Doctor Who adventure, lickety split.
Absolutely.
I would do that.
If David Tennant showed up at my door,
Bye.
I'd be like, "Sorry, Dan.
Bye.
Bye, David
Bye.
Tennant's here."
I'm gone.
Screaming.
I'm best friends with Shakespeare now, asshole.
I'm having a fucking blast.
The thing I like about, I just want to say real quick,
companion.
the thing I like about Doctor
He
Who
needs me.
is you can go anywhere in space and time, and I kind of mostly just want to stick to Earth. It's like, I'm not that interested in like different planets.
See, I'm with
I feel
Larissa.
that.
Where like
wanna
I
go
don't even want to go back to that.
I don't know
wanna
when
go
I
to
can
the-
breathe
I want to go to the 70s and litter.
and just smoke cigarettes
And just
all
fucking
day.
Smoke all the
I want to
cigarettes.
smoke in an airplane.
You're gonna go back to 1972,
Ooh.
buy a pack of Virginia Slims,
Yep.
get on a Pan Am flight.
Yep. I want to smoke some pot in an airplane bathroom.
Yes.
I want to smoke some really bad pot in an airplane bathroom.
I want to go to like the 20s and drink some highly illegal alcohol. I want to drink turpentine.
I want to wear fringe all over everything.
Yeah. And then I want to zip on out of there.
Yep. So,
That's
yeah.
about it. I'll bring condoms and a dental dam with me.
Ooh,
All right.
This next one on the list. This next one on the list that you gave is, I think, is the first one I would call like, you know, edging towards the dystopian, as opposed to everything else, which is pretty positive vibes.
Yeah, because I am a very positive person.
You
yes,
are.
that's true.
Yeah,
I'd
I'd go
agree
with
with that.
Like, I prefer Star Trek to...
Alien.
Yes.
And I'm like, tear them
Yeah.
up.
Like, I want some hope. I
Burn
like to
something.
see hope.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get very, like, emotionally connected and affected by any media that I consume. So
Same. Yeah.
it'll, like, put me into a depression if I see something too sad.
Because
I'm
also I think
comfortable being
that's
sad.
I
We're
think when you
empaths, though.
don't, just from like a writing perspective, I think just like ending on like a depressive note is
Yeah.
kind of lazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of lazy to me at the end of the day. I mean,
agree.
there's a different, you know, we talked about sort of like Frankenstein last week, which is a
Yeah.
really good example of how you can end on like a sad note, but that's like meaningful.
That's
Yes.
meaningful melancholy.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
not
Bittersweet.
Ex-
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like melancholy and just lazy like slasher
but
ending
not
are
like
very different.
fucking
Yeah.
Lars von Trier.
Oh,
you know, or whatever.
that
Like,
dude.
honest, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I didn't even say what your thing
Super
was.
Earth just collided with Earth, and now everything's gone.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Rod Serling, the host
Rod
and
Serling.
writer and creator.
So
of Twilight
impressive.
Zone.
I know, which is so impressive.
And he's let's just
He's
take,
just
He's
really,
good looking.
he's a very like classically good looking man.
If it
I would
was
say-
1962, I would like want to date
I
a
would
man
say-
like this.
I think probably though of the time he was probably viewed as like a little bit of a beatnik weirdo. Like he's straight laced, but like because of what he was, I mean I don't know this, But my perception would be people wouldn't
I
be
mean, he's
running
making
for
like
Rod.
allegories about communism.
Right.
So like, I mean,
and everything was so. All the stories were so intense,
so tight.
and tight.
well
I
written.
know, because it's
So
well
tight.
TV. Yeah.
well written.
Yes,
He was
yes.
an incredible writer. He also was in the army, I want to say.
Uh-huh. He was in
And
some
was he a war
military
vet?
branch.
Was he in, like,
was
Korea?
a vet. He has a Purple Heart. He also spent a lot of World War II in the Philippines, which is where he got a lot of his stories from.
Interesting.
I did not know that at
Yeah.
all. What? Do you have an example?
I mean, he just like saw like lots of children get murdered.
Yeah.
You know.
I thought you meant like
so-
he took like local stories.
Oh no. He just saw a lot of because
He saw a lot of horrible
Yeah.
atrocities.
He was fighting on the Japanese front, and he was sad about it because he was Jewish and he really wanted to be in Germany fighting against Hitler.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I read that. I was reading his Wikipedia page, and I was like, "Ooh,
The alt history where Rod Serling is like the bear Jude just like smashing Nazi skulls is a pretty cool reality.
He also is from very close to my hometown in upstate New York. He's from like Rochester area, and he like
I don't know why I just
is
like
buried like very near where my parents live.
interesting.
I feel like I have a lot of weird connections with him.
I mean,
Do you have a favorite episode or a favorite sort of, or not even, or a moral or like a moment from a Twilight Zone that is like really, really stuck with you more than the others?
I can't even think. I can't even think of one in particular right now. I mean, it was just like the whole thing as an entire concept.
series. Yeah.
it's so good.
It was
And
the
it's
first
back.
one. It's back. It's also back.
Yeah.
But it was one of the first things that I wanted to watch that scared me.
Yeah.
It's still, I will be honest,
it's
I am too
unsettling
scared to watch the Twilight Zone sometimes. Like, I will be in the mood for it,
Yes.
and then I will watch 5 minutes. It's like, I'm actually not in the mood for this at
Yeah.
all.
So-
yeah.
I feel the same way about Black Mirror.
I
won't watch Black Mirror.
I
I,
was
can't
about to
do
say
it. I've got one
Elephant-
episode. It was too much.
I was
It's
going to say
scary.
Elephant in the Room, Black Mirror is clearly, I mean, and I don't even think it's like a secret that it's following the Twilight Zone model.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the things that are so horribly disturbing about Twilight Zone. Unsolved Mysteries was another one. When they're rooted in, even if it's a supernatural one, when they're rooted in reality, it's
Twilight
so,
Zone is about human nature, and the other one is about technology,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Black
Which
Mirror-
is also kind of about human nature. It's
It
about
is.
like human
how we
how we're
use and-
interacting with
yeah.
it. I will say there are a few really good episodes of Black Mirror, and there's
a lot of like
kind of just like or like gory like horror porn.
Yeah,
like
I don't like the horror porn.
the one where the chick is like on camera, like that one.
That was the first one I saw, and it fucked me up
Yeah,
for days.
they're
and I'm
not all
never
like
gonna
that.
watch
The
any
San
of them
Junipero
again.
one,
Oh my
the one that
God,
was nominated
was
for all the
nightmare.
Emmys and won. Like
Yeah.
that one's a beautiful hour of television.
I
It's
can't-
really good.
I mean, for the most
yeah.
part, I mean, this though, I mean, and
Twilight Zone's on a
another
different
thing,
level
it's
to
different
me.
level, but also like as a reflection on Rod Serling himself, like I kind of like a guy with a dark side.
Right? At least you
Mama.
fucking recognize that you have one, because
Yeah.
everyone has some kind of dark side. It doesn't have to be enormous. It can
his
be a
voice.
sliver, but don't like deny that it exists.
His speaking
It's the
voice.
human nature thing again for me,
Speaking
you know?
voice.
Yeah.
Very dynamic and sexy.
What
Yeah.
I was going to
Yes.
say, this is my personal connection to the Twilight Zone. So, the movies in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, was that in Vietnam or the Philippines where...
That was Vietnam.
Where there's the scene, which this is a horrible tragedy. It's a very famous tragedy that happened on set of the Twilight Zone movie in the early 80s. Actor Vic Morrow and 2 children who were not being regulated on set died in a tragic decapitation.
Helicopter
A helicopter
accident.
cut their fucking heads off. 1 week prior, or around the time of this, before he died, he walked into the Pick and Save where my mother worked in San Diego, California, and hit on her, followed her creepily around the store.
I'm sorry, Vic Morrow?
Vic Morrow. And followed my mom around. She was very attractive, and she was like 17 or 18, and followed her around. And he goes, "Hey," and she was like, "What do you want?" And he was like, "Do you know who I am?" And she goes, "I don't give a goddamn if you're Captain Kangaroo. Quit following me around." And then he died.
Did your mom
My
put
mom's
a
a
hex
witch.
on Vic Morrow?
So my point is, my mom's a witch, and Rod Serling is super fly. He is. So anyway, I just wanted to tell that story.
That's a creepy ass story.
Isn't that crazy? I don't know if my mom's actually a witch. I think she is.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's one too. It's okay.
Yeah, and your dad's an inventor, a famous inventor. You're Belle. I know. You're like Mulan and Belle together.
Ooh, I love that. I really love that.
All right, last of the top 10. Then we got to move on to game and bag.
Okay, so my number 9 of my top 10 is the Wally and Eva love story from Wally.
Wally's great.
Wally's amazing.
I mean,
Makes
everyone's
me
seen
weep.
it, right?
Yeah.
Weep.
Hysterically.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen it the one time, and I remember most of it, which is difficult for
I
me.
saw it in theaters alone,
Same.
and I cried.
Yes, same.
Like you do.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot of times. I've also listened to that cue. The music is written by Thomas Newman. I've listened to that cue that he wrote for when they're doing that dance in space together, like so many times because it's so beautiful.
The end credits made me cry with the history of art when we're repopulating the earth. Sci-fi makes me cry a lot, apparently.
Sci-fi is, I think it's really important.
Yeah.
It
For some reason, I thought you were talking about Gary Newman, and I was like, oh.
No, Thomas Newman, the composer.
I don't know him.
He's Randy Newman's cousin.
Oh.
Yep. True.
That's funny. That's funny. That's really funny.
His father, Alfred Newman, Randy Newman's
Alfred
uncle.
P. Newman?
Or E.
No.
Newman.
Alfred E. Newman
No.
founded Mad Magazine?
No, not that one.
Okay.
No, different one. He wrote the 20th Century Fox theme. The one everyone knows.
Yeah.
He
So
wrote that.
the moral
Wow.
is to like write something that has only like 7 or 8
Yes.
notes in it.
Yep.
Okay.
Didn't Matt
Da-da-da-da-da.
Mahaffey from Self supposedly write the .com?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. True.
Love that guy. Do a theme song for us, Matt.
2 notes.
Honestly,
2 notes.
that's all we ask.
2
Hot
notes.
minute.
Wally was good.
Wally
Yeah.
was really, really good. And it was the idea of like
they're
these
cute.
2 characters who don't speak at all. They don't have any lines.
They have different abilities.
Yeah.
Ashley's crying again. This is about who's
They're so different.
They're so different, and they come from completely different places, but they both end up caring
care.
so deeply about each
They
other.
have the same goal.
Well, and
They
I will
have the same goal.
I will say too. The movie's such a beautiful.
So good.
To your point, there's no language, and it tells such a big story visually, but also, I think it's great for kids to. I don't know. There's so much altruism. Like Wally's just such a kind, good character, and he never falters in that ever. I don't know.
no.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I just remember being like, God, I wish I was a little kid and I'd seen this. I'd probably be less of a piece of shit. It's too late now.
No, you wouldn't.
It's too late now. This is cute. I'm going back to the 70s.
I'm going back to the 70s so I can let her.
I'm gonna take some Black Beauties. Lay down.
I really want to fuck up something that Wally has to clean.
Where does John Holmes live? I'm bored.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they're also like living in this like wasteland.
Yeah,
like, this
that we
horrible
created.
dystopian
I mean,
wasteland.
and not that like fucking Spaceship is any better.
Exactly.
You know, it's
not.
like, anyway.
Digital Wasteland.
Everyone's
My
sad.
album. Yeah, that's a great one.
So
All
last
right.
one of the
Last
top 10,
Damn.
I mean,
this could be a whole
which is
episode.
honestly like the infinity symbol.
Yeah, it is. You guys, the sci-fi genre is so big. I don't think we can fit it all into one episode.
Yeah, let's hit the pause button right now, maybe, and come back. Thank you to Larissa Maestro
Yeah.
for being our fantastic guest today. You can follow us on Twitter at HOTT Minute. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We're on Spotify.
Yes, we're on
wherever
Spotify now.
podcasts are found. Listen to us anytime.
Whoa.
I think we're getting caught in a time
God.
warp. Oh no. Say that in the mic.
You can always pause to pee. It's on record now.
There's the bumper.
Ugh, there's so much on here that I was like, there's so much shit. Like, have you seen The Prisoner?